Always freezes when I hit that live button. What's up? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 3. Lost track. I was up super early this morning and I put this on. I think it's 396. I can't remember. Um, Good morning. It's Heritage Miners Day, by the way. What's up, Zach? Good morning, Jenny. It is Heritage Miners Day. And oh, shoot. Okay. Hit the wrong screen there. As I looked this morning, let's see. Actually, let's go to the UPS app. My Tops Heritage Miners arrived in Middleton, Wisconsin, which is the local UPS. It went into processing at 6:13 a.m. I don't like the sounds of that because if it's not on a delivery vehicle by that time, it may not be on a truck today for delivery. So my Heritage Miners may not arrive today, but it is in my city. Hopefully, the scan is just late and it's on a truck. They just haven't scanned it on a truck yet. So I have 2 cases of that coming. What else is going on? Mark is with us. Good morning, Mark. I finished your video with Dan. Awesome stuff. You can check out that on Cardboard here on YouTube. So check that out. I'm going to talk about Late Edition. I actually changed the title and the description last minute because I had somebody ask me on Twitter this morning. One card, $1,000. What would you spend it on? It's got to be pre-1980. So I'm going to dive into that because I actually had to think about it. And I actually had to go to eBay and see, okay, what's a $1,000 card that fits my collection? Zach says I'm on the road, so we'll be limited in chat. Thank you, Zach. Have a great day. So I had to go in and I'll dive into what I would spend $1,000 on a single card. Also, I want to get into my mail days. I finally opened, Jenny, I had lost your PWEs, but I found them. So I've got those. Lauren from Colorado sent me some Cubs and a cool wrestling magazine, so I'll show that. Matthew sent me some Cubs. Texas card dude Brad sent me an awesome card from his dad's collection. What else was there? I got a rack from Eric E. Schecker on Twitter. So we'll show those off as well. Mike, what is up? Good morning. There was one other thing I wanted to file exchange. Yesterday was kind of I was doing different things. I had errands to run, but I did. I used the scanner. I did some trial runs, and I ended up like in no time at all, like no sweat off my back. I probably put about 130 cards on eBay yesterday and last night. And a lot of those sold. Back in like March, I was like, I'd do a file exchange update and like 10% would sell within the first 24 hours. And then over the summer, when I would do file exchange updates, it was like they just sat. And then eventually they turned over. But of the 125, 130 cards that were listed on eBay yesterday, I probably have sold in 12 hours, 16 hours, about 10 to 12% of what was listed yesterday. So I like how that's trending today. I don't know if I'm going to hit that 500 mark because now here's where I'm running into the issue. I'm focusing on listing football and basketball. And so right now I'm focused on listing football, and I'm trying to get to 500. So I think there's about 300 that I'll work on today. So maybe a 300 card listing on eBay today. Speaking of that, so I was going through my boxes that I picked up in bulk. They were bulk dollar boxes. I ended up doing a count, and probably 2 cents per card I was paying. I pulled a pile of J.J. Watt Topps rookie cards, and the comps are about $5, and there were 7 of them. And hey, paying 2 cents per. Not bad. There was a couple other there was like 4 or 5 score JJ Watt rookies. There was a couple Sage hit JJ Watt rookies. One of the Sage hits, I haven't sold any of the tops, but the Sage hit sold for like $2.50. So not a bad investment on 2 cents. Mike and Zach with Satchel Paige and Walter Payton. What is up, Jeremy? Good morning. I'm catching up on trades on TCDB. Big mail day yesterday for Jenny. Awesome. Mark is going to go with upgrading a 1915 Tris Speaker Crackerjack. Crackerjack was one that I was looking at, so I'll talk about that on my $1,000 spend. George is going with that 48 leaf Stan Musial. So that's the eBay talk. There was one thing that I was going to touch on, and I can't remember what that is. Let's get into the mail day. Mike's going to add Jim Brown rookie or any Jackie Robinson. So before I get to the $1,000 question, let's take a look at some mail. Jenny says, Jenny, this is like, I'm giving you, hypothetically, I'm giving you $1,000 and you have to spend it. The caveat is you must spend this $1,000 gift on a single card pre-1980. So that's the terms of that's the condition, the terms and conditions. You have to spend your $1,000 gift on a single pre-1980 card. Speaking of Jenny, got some cards from Jenny. How about that John Lieber? It is Pacific Paramount, which ironically, I was just listening to Dr. Beckett's podcast with Rich Klein, and they were talking about 1998. I've still got it on my screen. 1998 Pacific Omega, and I think Paramount. This is Pacific Paramount from the year 2000. John Lieber, number 99. That's pretty cool. The classic blue border Rick Sutcliffe. This mail is from Jenny. There's another classic pink, Greg Maddux. So Jenny, by the way, I have started pulling some twins. I'm going to work on trade catch-ups this week. So that all came from Jenny, and I have not added up the count because there was another box that I picked up, I think at the Rockford show, a couple weeks ago, that's been sitting on my counter. So yes, so I found some. I know you were looking for some like 2021, so I've got a bunch of 2021 twins that are. So what else did I pull out? I'm running out of counter space over here. So this mail day came from my buddy Matthew in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He is JMSWYO on Twitter. You've got a Fergie Jenkins Gypsy Queen, Bowman, Wilson Contreras. I love these Topps Inception, Jake Arrieta. That's from 2017. And then a couple of randoms. Joe Girardi, Vance Law. So thank you to Matthew. Put that there. And here's the one from Brad. This came from his father's personal collection, 1960 Topps team card. This is the 7th series checklist. Even has the rubber band stain on it. So thank you to Brad. Brad, your package. Brad bought something out of my eBay store last week, and I threw in some extras. So Brad, you should be getting those today or tomorrow. And then this was a rack from Eric E. Schecker on Twitter. Rack of the day. It included an Ed Howard Prism draft, Cole Roederer, Topps Pro debut. Got a gold winners, Andre Dawson. The winners, I think, were you had to mail in. Some other stuff, some new. This is new to the collection. Black border Aramis Ramirez from this year, which I don't think I had. I didn't open much Ginter, so I think these are also new. This is the base, the Ernie Banks insert, and Santo. So what else was we got? Silver Ice, Braylon Marquez rookie from this year's Bowman Platinum. That's new. I also added that. I opened 3 blasters of Bowman Platinum, but these are all new. Did not pull these Cubs. Ethan Hearn, a catcher. Um, Braylon Marquez, rookie from Ginter. And we got a Rhino from Ginter. So that came in the rack. Thank you, E. Shecker. And a Cubs / wrestling mail day. This came. Now, this is what I love about the backstory with Lauren. He's in Colorado. What is up, David? Good morning. The story I love about the backstory with Lauren is he got back into the hobby during COVID. As COVID began, he found me on Twitter because I was selling a Pearl Jam poster. I had some extra Pearl Jam concert posters, and one of his friends reached out to him about my Pearl Jam poster. So he found me on Twitter, I think before COVID, because of the Pearl Jam, and I either sold it to him or his friend. I can't remember, but sold them a Pearl Jam poster from the 2018 Wrigley Field show. And so Lauren was following me on Twitter. He got back into the hobby as COVID started, and he went into the attic and found a bunch of cards and got back into the hobby. So he wrote a blog, and I'll tweet the link out later today because it's been a while since I've tweeted the link. But he talks about the story, the backstory, meeting me on Twitter, going into the attic during COVID, and getting back into the hobby. He's still in the hobby. So awesome story. Lauren's in Colorado. He sent my favorite Cubs set, 1989 Topps, and there's that beautiful Ty Griffin #1 draft pick card. But he also added something unique that I've never seen before. It's non-Cubs, it's non-baseball. It's my love for wrestling. This is Wrestling Most Loved versus Most Hated. It's a magazine. This is from 1985. That's Hulk Hogan on the cover, and I believe that photo was taken in Japan. That looks like a Japanese trophy. And there was something interesting I found. One of the most loved wrestlers in here was the Junkyard Dog. I think, George, were we talking about the Junkyard Dog? And I think it's actually autographed by JYD. Can you see that down there at the bottom? So that was the only, I looked through, I'm like, oh, well, if that's autographed, I wonder if there's more. That was the only autograph, but that was pretty cool. So an awesome gift. Thank you very much. Jenny says, I really need to do a write-up on my card show experience post-pandemic. So different than pre-pandemic. Last show I did was February 2020. Yes, things have changed. Things have changed a lot. That was my first card show back after COVID was April of this year, but February 2020 was the previous. And yeah, things changed quite drastically. Would actually be fun to do a podcast chat with you and some of the other guys on our card show experiences post to pre-pandemic. Jenny, you should join our roundtable. We do a monthly roundtable. I don't think Herman is with us this morning in chat, but it's on Herman's channel. He is 3B Collection, and it's actually most of the guys that are here in this chat. KBO Collections, George, he's a part of it. Dan, Korean Cardboard, and that's what we just get on. It's kind of like a Zoom call, but we put it on YouTube. We do it once a month and just talk about card shows, talk about our collections, what we've picked up, and whatever random stuff comes up. It's just super casual, no structure. We just talk. It's a separate, it's a once a month. It's usually on like the third Saturday of the month, like 7 p.m. Central. It's called Hobby Roundtable. So yeah, if you go to his channel, it's separate from his Monday night show, but if you go to his channel, you can see previous episodes that have been recorded. George says he used to come by my school and make the principal eat dog food. Third Saturday, Mark says, third Saturday of each month. JYD is from the next town over from where I grew up. That's right, Mississippi boy. JYD, I think Sylvester Ritter is his real name. I think. So those were my Cubs mail days. So the question was posed. You have $1,000 to spend on one single card pre 1980, and this isn't coming out of your hobby money, your budget. This is like somebody's giving you $1,000 and you're going to spend it. That's my. I don't know if that's how what he meant, but Uh, this is how I'm portraying the situation. You're given $1,000, but the terms and conditions, you can only spend it on one single card pre 1980. Any sport, just a trading card. So obviously, I'm going to check. I'm going to pick a Cubs card, but it's like what do I want for $1,000? Because a year ago, that $1,000 spent on my number one card on my most wanted list now, which is in 1887, Allen and Ginter, Cap Anson. It's no longer $1,000, and I'm talking like poor condition. Ought to be slabbed authentic, or a one, preferably SGC, but we'll take any slab, legit slab from the big three, I guess. But they're a lot more than $1,000 now. So that was out. So there's other cards on my want list, but most of them, and this is actually a good thing, most of them are $200, $300, $500. Nothing 1,000 or more, fortunately. Yeah, there's some out there that I would like to have, but they're not on any immediate want list, except for the Cap Anson. And now it's like I do want the Allen and Ginter just because I love Ginter, but I found some other Cap Anson originals that are out there that are just equally as expensive. So I had to go to eBay and figure out, okay, what can I spend my money on? So first, I went to my watch list just to see, and I knew because $1,000, there's like one card I would spend $1,000 on. That would be the Cap Anson. So I knew there wasn't going to be anything $1,000 in my watch list, but it would give me an idea. Okay, just kind of refresh because I haven't bought anything Cubs relate. Well, I guess I bought the Billy Herman Saturday, but I'm not shopping actively for Cubs for my wants. So mostly tobacco cards. There's one modern card, but that's out because it's got to be pre 1980. And by the way, that modern card, Chris Bryant, Bowman, Aflac, auto, and it's got to be numbered because those are and it's got his like full name. It's not just the KB slash. And that actually, I think when I put it in my watch list, that card was like four, and this was just a couple months ago, was like listed at like 400 or 450. Now it's 600. So it's like, oh boy. And we're in the off season. It should hopefully less, but I digress. Who is the most expensive Cubs rookie? Ernie Banks. Modern, and I'm going to say modern / post-war. Yes, Ernie Banks. 1950 on would be Ernie Banks. But then once you get to pre-war, then it's just kind of all over the place. What is up, Diego? Good morning. So I went to my watch list. There is a lot of pre-war, obviously. So that's going to be my target, spending $1,000 on a single card pre-1980. I already said the Cap Anson is out because it's now going for a lot more than $1,000. But I couldn't find anything under 1,000. So then I went to, I picked up probably 4 Joe Tinker cards over the summer. 3, I think, at the National. I picked one up at the Wisconsin Dells show. So it's like, okay, Joe Tinker's I've kind of started a loose Joe Tinker PC along with I picked up a Joe Tinker Cracker Jack card, which is technically not a Cubs card because he was with the Federal League in 1914. So technically not a Cubs card, but it's part of the Joe Tinker PC. And I love those Cracker Jack. Really cool cards. So I went Joe Tinker, and I'm not very good with StreamYard, so I'm not on StreamYard. I wish I could put the link up, but the card I chose was the 1911 Sporting Life Joe Tinker. There's a PSA 5 on eBay, and it is $995.95 plus $8.70 shipping. So I'm going to have to either put in it is best offer. So if I can throw a best offer in, I can probably still get that at $1,000 or less, because after tax and shipping, it's going to put me over $1,000. But it's a beautiful card, 1911 M116 Sporting Life Joe Tinker. It's a PSA 5. Normally, I like beaters, especially vintage. But when I look at this card, it's a portrait. It's well centered. It's a beautiful card. So I really like that. So that's what I would spend my $1,000. 1911 Sporting Life Joe Tinker and a PSA 5. That's what I would spend my money on. And most people in the chat have already shared what they would spend their money on. So by the way, there's a guy in the hobby named Tom Brady. I just traded with him, but I didn't trade a 600th touchdown ball. So I was on a soapbox yesterday about that. So more has come out, and I read a story this morning. The guy doesn't want money, so this is great. So the deal ended up being they added more. So initially it was just going to be like another game used football and a jersey, like an autographed jersey. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, that ball's anywhere between $500,000 and $750,000. Tampa Bay says, we're going to make it a little deal. So the final deal, and this comes from Jeremy Padower. He's got a blue check mark. He is, I don't know who he is. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to Jeremy Padower. I got the balloons coming up on Twitter. So the final deal for Tom Brady's 600th touchdown football is valued at $100,000. Well, the trade value is $100,000. He gets one Bitcoin from Tom Brady. In Bitcoin right now is $63,000. He gets 2 signed Brady jerseys and helmet, which is a value of $10,000. Mike Evans signed jersey and game used cleats, and I believe the cleats are from that game. That's valued at $2,000. He gets $1,000 in Tampa Bay Buccaneers store credit, and he gets 2 season tickets for the rest of this year and for next year, and that's a $20,000 value from Jeremy Padower. So Bitcoin, 2 signed Brady jerseys and helmet, a Mike Evans signed jersey and game cleats, $1,000 in Buccaneers store credit, and 2 season tickets for this year and next year. So hey, that's a great deal. Now, there was I read a story, and I don't know where it's at. It'll take me too long to find it, but the fan said, I just want a round of golf with Tom. So I think it would be really cool. The fan was stand up. He gave it away right away. And I think Tom Brady even commented, he's like, he lost all his leverage when he handed the football over. Tom Brady seems like he's a really cool dude. I like Tom Brady. A lot of people hate him. I think he's awesome. I think he'll give a guy a round of golf. How cool would that be? He's like, I just want a round of golf. So maybe in the off season, the fan and Tom Brady can hit the links. That would be cool. So I think that's a heck of a haul for that guy. And it was a mistake. Mike Evans didn't, heat of the moment, he didn't know that was the 600th ball, and he just gave it away. There's been no talk on the other ones. So Mike Evans also caught touchdowns 601 and 602 and handed those to fans. I wonder what those balls are worth. I'm going to tweet it at Ken Golden. He's great at Twitter in replying, and maybe he's answered it. I don't know. But I'd like to know the value on the 601st touchdown ball, which is now in the public domain. And who knows, maybe it can't even be authenticated at this point. But if it were, what would that run? So Jenny says 60K, the heck is Bitcoin? Jenny, Bitcoin, crypto. So yeah, Bitcoin is up there quite a bit now. I am in talk crypto just for a moment. Ooh, Shiba Inu coin is up. So I got in like after it had already gone up like several thousand%, but it's gone up. I've almost tripled my money on Shiba Inu. Uh, and I'm also holding some Tezos, which is XTZ, and Cardano. I sold my Bitcoin and Litecoin back at the previous peak, which was when it hit like 50. I think when it hit 50K, I'm like, I'm out. No, I did not hold a single coin. It was a fraction, a small fraction at that. Ryan, good morning. That's close to what the fan got for Derek Jeter's 3,000 hit ball. So yeah, great haul, great haul. So that's all I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully my Topps Heritage Miners cases are on a UPS truck right now. According to the UPS app, let's update it. Let's refresh it. It's still in processing. I don't like that. 6:13 a.m. It's in my town. It's processing at the UPS facility. That means it probably did not make it onto a delivery truck this morning, and that I'm going to have to wait until the actual official release day. I thought I was going to get lucky and get it the day before the release day. It took a while. So it was shipped on the 22nd, which when was the 22nd? I think that was Thursday. It was shipped like earlier than what normally. Okay, that is Friday. So usually it's shipped Monday and I get it Wednesday. So yeah, I guess the extra day. So would be Tuesday, which maybe it won't come after all. So going to have to restart and watch from the beginning. Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Tuesday, and we will chat tomorrow.